Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. Welcome to the Forgotten Battle. We have an Eastern Front battle for you all. Let's go through the players. We have Silver Wolf playing as Motor. We have Muro, who has not picked a commander yet. And we have Before Eagle playing as Rifle Division. Rifle Division. On the German side, we have Testia Lime playing as Jäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. We have Theo playing as Propaganda Tactics for the Excuse me, I've been drinking some soda and I can feel it. Anyway, Propaganda Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And we have Arranged Karma playing as Straf Division for the Wehrmacht. This is a desperate defense here with some elite troops from the Waffen-SS and the Volkssturm, alongside some penal troops for the Wehrmacht trying to hold the Soviet behemoth at bay as they push into Germany. And Muro has gone for Shock Division. So here's a fun thing. When you watch this video, Spearhead 2 is officially out. I'll have a link in the description of this video, which is going to be the newest version of Spearhead. So hopefully all my newer casts will be from that one. Regardless, this one is not on Spearhead 2. This one is on the older Stockholm Moldy version. But Spearhead 2 is now actually out. So I'll be excited to see stuff from that and see what's changed. Looks like the Waffen-SS has already engaged the Soviets at range here from the building. Gonna be a lot of fighting in this town, I think. Conscripts are taking up position in the buildings, flanking the Stone Pioneers here. More Soviets are streaming onto the battlefield here. Looks like Silver Wolf has gone for Strelki, or more Fontoviki instead of Conscripts, which is what I personally do myself, as I prefer the more elite, more professional troops to the Conscripts. And well, the Wehrmacht have now engaged the Sappers. Looks like the Volkssturm are taking up positions in the town too, alongside some penal troops for the Wehrmacht. That's a lot of penal troops. 5 of them, wow. Of course, Germany is desperate to keep the Soviets at bay at this point. The Soviets are coming in force. Oh, we have some Jäger of Clara. For, what's his name again? It's so hard to see them if they're inside buildings. Testia Line, that's what the name is. Testia Line, yeah. Because these Jägers are really good, but very costly. It's actually, he's first now going for a Sturm Grenadier, huh? Very fascinating. But it looks like the Waffen-SS is holding. The Volkssturm and the Penals are holding the center here and fighting out in the fields. More Soviets are pushing to the front. No actual infantry for Beagle yet. Or Beagle? Beagle? Is that how you pronounce it? Definitely looks like there's a lot of firefights going on here along the front line currently. A little bit of a drastic start for all of them. The Penals are still trying to push up. Wow. We have a commissar coming out here for the Soviet Union. And Maxim pulling up too. Trying to get inside the building. That's going to force them to throw a Brandflasche. Now he's playing as Rifle Division, which is what worries me. He's not actually gone for the infantry. His Rifle Division tends to be really good at infantry. But we'll see what plan he has going. Might be something very special, who knows? I see early. Excuse me. I can see double Maxim. Soviets streaming into the middle, and we have our first Fontoviki shock troops. And these guys can be armed with a lot of very nice equipment, like double DPMs if you really want to be a support weapons team. They also have a Maxim armed by some shock troops here. Well, the Germans are really holding down this part of the outskirts of the town, using the buildings to their advantage. But the penal troops are not going to be able to hold this for much longer while under machine gun fire. We have some motor troops coming in now for the Soviets. Some Ordon troops arriving in an armored car. Looks like they might be aiming to a flank here. Which is not really going to be the easiest, because it looks like an MG34 is going to be inside the building, and a forward encampment has been set up by the SS. Jaeger's already been called in. Oh, it's going to be too late to set up, isn't it? They probably need to get out of it and rush up and throw a grenade or something on the building. But they aren't. Oh, they might be... Oh, they're pushing 5. Ooh. Oh, using the 30 cal on the armored car. They actually have almost killed the machine gun crew. Just by sheer persistence. And they actually did! So they wouldn't have been armed with RPKs and everything. Meanwhile, the Soviet machine guns just keep tearing into the staff troops. German peel troops have just fallen in droves. A Volksgrenadier Lieutenant has come in to try and direct the staff truppen. Meanwhile, we have Jägers here armed with an LMG-42. But the scout carriers 50 cal are doing a lot of good work. Oh, Volksturm managed to get a Panzerfaust off. Gonna running under immediately. Forwarding cam is set up by the Soviet Union. That's definitely gonna force the Germans to be a little bit more careful. But Germans are killing a lot of the Soviets, buying themselves a lot more time. But the Soviets can recover from losses a lot easier than the Germans can.
Shock troops have arrived.
More shock troopers have arrived. These guys can be armed fully with PPS-80s if you really want an assault infantry. Jaegers are pushing up. Oh, we have one of the shock machine guns here now armed with body armor. That should allow them to hold a lot longer, but they are being hit by LMG-42 fire from the Storm Grenadiers here. Lots of machine guns holding the open fields here. Lots of German penal troops moving up too. Lots of outposts are being set up by the Soviets to increase their manpower income, which is going to allow them to flood the field a lot more, I think, in the coming time. Jaegers are trying to support the Storm Grenadiers here, but the Storm Grenadiers have been pinned. Now they're being pinned themselves. Lots of sappers for the Soviets here. Volksgrenadier Lieutenant armed with a flamethrower. Fascinating. That's what these Storm Grenadiers are trying to do. Oh, they were trying to throw a grenade on a machine gun, but a little too late. Smoke being pulled out by the Jaegers by looks of it, while the Storm Pioneers are pushing up from the side. Volksturm and Jaegers are working alongside each other on this flank. New armored car and more Udon have arrived on the battlefields, being armed with the RPD, not RPK, RPD, my bad. They need to not get too. They need to avoid getting too close, though. They don't want to get Panzerfausted again. Panzerjägers coming up here to try and support. Oh, missing. Hitting that haystack instead. More conscripts are pushing up here. So that shock troopers are pushing into urban combat, which is kind of where they're best suited. Armed entirely with PPSHs, they should be a threat to most infantry. Machine gun engagement firing in this area. Then Cobble from the Panzerjägers to buy themselves some time to retreat. Ooh, this looks like it's gonna be a good battle. Here comes the shock troopers, mowing down anything they'll come across in this kind of environment. Killing even people inside the buildings. The cover is helping the Volksturm here, and we have some veterans coming up here for the Waffen-SS. These might actually be a match for the shock troopers in this environment. Meanwhile, it looks like this The Strafttruppen are flanking. Armor car 222 coming up for the Wehrmacht here to turn flank. Udon are fighting the Germans on this flank very harshly, being armed with a bazooka as well. This unit has a lot of very nice equipment, as you would expect of the Udon. Artillery coming in from the voice square here, Lieutenant. Forcing the Soviets to abandon that position, allowing the 222 to move in. But there's a tank on from the flank, killing the crew instantly.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Really nice.
Officer is awaiting order.
Artillery coming in here in the Soviet position again. This Jäger Untersturmführer by the looks of it. Machine gun is covering the open road here.
We have a fresh half-track at our disposal.
Storm Pioneers moving up with MP40s. Strafttruppen are preparing for push. The Kettenhunde are on the field now to instill fear and discipline. These are the German military police, and they actually buff Strafttruppen. Normal officers actually do not buff Strafttruppen. You need the Kettenhunde to buff them. And there's not a lot here to stop them by the looks of it. If the Strafttruppen charged, they could probably overrun that position, but there is an MG in the back here.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
You know, we have a lot of firefights going on here. Shock troopers fighting against the Mthis and the Volksturm. Veterans are being pinned. So we have to keep an eye on these Panzerjägers. Arming their assist gun again. And reinforcing from the scout car. Oh, that's a thing you can do. I did not know that. More artillery coming in their position though. Looks like the staff trooper tried to charge. And been ordered to do so by the Kettenhunde. But the shock troopers on the flank, but there's just so many of them. And they have been ordered to fight to the death.
We are losing Soldaten.
The machine gun was not set up in time either. Oh, this allowed the staff trooper to actually do something here. And they were ordered to do a no retreat. Which means he's not allowed to retreat, but they do fight harder.
Suffering losses.
You should probably pull the Kettenhunde back to reinforce them though. More penal troops coming in. The Germans are sending all kinds of prisoners into the fight. Flamethrower half-track coming up for the Waffen-SS. Burning the Soviets out from their cover. So it's gonna have to abandon this position, I think.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
The T-34 has arrived for the Soviet Union.
Losing power. Achieved veterancy level. Task complete.
Soviets are not looking too well here. The Germans looks like they are able to hold this town to slow down the Soviet advance. But T-34 is on the field now. The Strafttruppen pulling back probably did achieve their objective by giving the Soviets a little bit of pain. Flamethrower like in desperation is pulling back though. Probably with these Strafttruppen they have no anti-tank weapons at all. So one has to be very careful when using them. And the Jaegers are fighting one another. Looks like it's going to be elite on elites. But the Soviets do have Fontoviki support here. Jaegers coming inside the building with the LMG-44. T-34 is going to allow the Soviets to push up here. The staff commander does not have much to deal with a T-34. He needs to lay mines to get some anti-tank equipment. Here's going to get Panzerjäger, so good to see. The Kettenhunde is also allowing him to buff these guys a lot. And while the SS is holding their position from here, veterans are holding this small inhabited area. Not inhabited area, but residential area. That's probably a better way to say it. Looks like the Jaegers have set up a camp here. Probably not the best position while under Soviet fire. Because that is a lot of Soviet fire coming in on them. And the officer's down! Oh, that's an expensive loss. You have some SS Fallschirmjägers coming up though, armed with the FT-42. Which could be a very devastating decision. For the Soviets, that is. We'll need to see what happens. He does not move into the building. Probably a smart move, because it would be under a lot of fire. Yeah, well, the Soviets are trying to set up a front here. They do have the T-34 covering them, but the Volkssturm might get close enough to use Panzerfausts. But the arm is being covered by machine guns. The Germans are still holding the town, putting a halt in the Soviet offensive for now. The Soviets need to break through it if they want to get closer to Berlin. So much action going on today. Good to see. Another T-34 arrived for the Soviet Union. Looks like we have a Panzerjäger here in an ambush position. The southern flank is a little bit more calm, but the Soviets should probably start targeting the building with their SIS. Central is still held by an MG-44. So the Panzerjäger is trying to flank. Oh, getting a good shot at the T-44, killing it instantly. Oh, that heat rocket just blew out the entire crew. Heavy mortar has arrived for the Soviet Union, though. This could be a big threat to the town. They might just plan to demolish the town entirely. Destroy Germany like the Germans... Well, technically, the Germans and the Soviets themselves destroyed Russia. Soviet Union, rather. A lot of the areas were actually Russia. More penal troops are flanking around here. That's a lot of penal troops. But they are being gunned down. What's going on? I'm moving up too. But the Mortars are just killing them. Oh, the Kettenhunde are dead. That's not good. More staff truppen are being prepared by the looks of it. And the Volkssturm are trying to push up, supported by the veterans. But the machine gun is pinning them down entirely. And on the southern flank, the Odon are moving into a position to fire again. These Jaegers might not be in the best position with all this fire on them. There's a Dushka and everything. I think that's not a Dushka. It is a Dushka, my bad. It's so annoying with some of these names. I don't speak Russian, unfortunately. NKVD... Excuse me. NKVD troops has arrived, and there's a lot of conscripts being prepared. Is he preparing for like a conscript charge? Which can actually work if you're playing Rifle Division. So, probably a good play. And now we have NKVD troops here to instill fear and discipline on the Soviet side. Fallschirmjäger is taking up a flanking position in this building. Cutting down the Soviets out in the open. Ooh, rocket straight to the window, but the Fallschirmjäger is still there. Oh, heavy mortar starting to... Heavy mortar starting to cause a lot of issues for the Germans here. Propaganda artillery also being dropped in. So many penals and so many Volkssturm. Probably not the best position for them. More penals are coming up here. Being armed with MP40s and other kinds of equipment. T-34 force moving off to support the conscripts. Volksturm are trying to flank. Still firefights going on here in the southern flank. Jägers are trying to keep the Soviet Odon at bay. Center is still being held by the Germans. Katyusha arriving for the Soviet Union. Now they might start to actually destroy this town entirely. German penals are moving back up. Looks like a Stu-42 is coming too. Volksturm are entrenched in this residential block. Odon and the Jägers are still having a fight at this farm on the outskirts. Katyusha's moving a little bit too close. That's a little too close to the front. He has to be very careful where he uses that. A few shots to the driver there, and that thing is dead. Like, I'd say it's very risky to have that artillery piece that close to the front line. That's just my thing. Oh, that wreck fire! Oh! Firing rockets directly into the building, destroying it. Setting it ablaze. Suppose that was the plan then. Seemed like it worked. Let's go and deny the Jägers that position. As it's gonna burn down. So your Don can now slowly start to creep up. Oh, giant 100mm gun for the Soviet Union set up here. That's gonna stop any tanks from the... Yeah, Mark, that's a lot of conscripts. I suppose we should expect a huge charge coming up in the future. Soviet shock officer moving to the center. Pulling down artillery in this area, I think. Gonna try and force the Germans to abandon it. T-34 should start to threaten the position. Another 100mm. I suppose the Germans are not going to be able to use any tanks going through that area. Panzerwerfer has arrived though. Jägers have the that's essentially an infrared spotlight, I think, which allows them to see the enemy through the fog of war. They can see where the Soviets are here. Panzerwerfer's firing.
We can now establish a forward HQ.
Looks like to be around this area. Oh god, the T-34 and the heavy mortar. Really impressive. I tended to capture it by having sappers riding on the back of the T-34, but it was just under too much fire there, killing the crew off and... well, killing the sappers on the back of the tank. But the Odon are now pushing up with Fontoviki and Sauber support. Ooh, that took a lot of damage there. Mostly because of these guys, I imagine. Conscripts are trying to make a push. The Germans are holding this area too much, but more artillery is coming in. And another T-34 as well. The Germans can't hold this position forever. The house is on fire! They're gonna have to abandon it. And that's gonna allow the Soviets to push up to take this part of the map. Now the shock troopers are coming in too with their PPSHs. Mowing down the Germans even at this range. Oh, good shot from the T-34 right there. Oh. Looks like the Germans are gonna have a hard time holding their positions now. Especially as the Soviets keep coming closer and closer. But it's very costly for them. Jägers now facing off against the shock troopers here. Shock troopers might have that. Hard to say. That's a smoke grenade. Oh, it's to recover the retreat. Because the Jägers won out. Looks like the Straftroops are preparing it to move up again. There's very little to stop them. There's no machine guns or similar. That's a satchel charge in 100mm. Very good play. That's going to deny it to the Soviets. And that the Stu has a chance to move up. But it is another 100mm that could be turned around. Just the Stu has an artillery piece. Oh, very good shot right there. Killing a lot of the Soviet infantry amassed. Oh, that was very painful. More Straftruppen are coming in for the Soviet Union. Not the Soviet Union. The Germans. Ah, it's so hard to keep track of it when there's so much going on. Boxstorm is still holding this area pretty well. Germans actually set by an MG pillbox there. Is it? Tisha might be ready to fire again here shortly. And these SS Fallschirmjägers are keeping the Soviets at bay pretty well. As the FT-42s and STGs. Panzerwerfer hit around here, recrewing the 100mm. The Straftruppen are moving up here. Oh! Good shot, whatever hit them. Veterans are trying to push up. Stu is moving up too. 63 kills on the Stu because of what it did there. Wow! That's so many kills. Yet it's not only veterans in one. Oh, we have some naval infantry here for the Soviet Union. The black shirts, I believe they were called. Was it black shirts? Or black coats? I'm not really the most expert on the naval infantry. Oh, is the 100mm gonna fire? No, it's not! It got decrewed by the penal troops and the veterans. Oh, the Stu tried to destroy it and killing all the people around it. The Soviets are still trying to push up here bit by bit.
Fear propaganda can once again be unleashed.
The Stu is definitely proving to be a very valuable asset. Keeping force operational again. Oh, and the Stu is now targeting this Sis. This Stu is doing really good. Veterans 2. 81 kills. Oh, high explosive shot from the Volksturm, killing them instantly. Ooh. Panzer officer coming for the Stu. You have a Tiger Ace coming out for the Waffen SS. The Panzer officer that should allow the Stu to have more side range and accuracy. Oh yeah, it's aiming for the tanks. And now without the 100mm, the Tiger Ace should be able to move up without impunity. Oh, good shot there too. Oh, and the Stu got shot by a T-44 that almost killed it. But here's the Tiger Ace coming through the hedgerows. Artillery coming in to try and impede the German advance. Ooh, good artillery right there. Meanwhile, it looks like the Tiger Ace is trying to make its push now. Counter artillery coming in here by the Soviets. Just trying to keep everything at bay.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
Well, looking too good for the Soviets here. They might have to reconsider going around this town and push further into Germany. The Germans just putting so many penal troops into this. More artillery coming in to Soviet precision. Tiger Ace is advancing alongside the penal troops. And the Soviets are staying in this fire for effect artillery. That's not going to work out well for them. Stu is operational again here. Panzerwerfer flying too, and more Straftrooper coming. They have been ordered with a no retreat order from the Kettenhunde. Here's the German counterattack starting. Naval infantry and shock troopers trying to keep the Straftroopen at bay. But these men are desperate. They have orders to not retreat. They'll be executed as traitors for the fatherland if they retreat. Oh, Tifa tried to ram the Tiger Race, but a little bit too slow. And someone said that was funny. Not looking too good for the Soviets here. Brumbar coming out for Reichskammer. Stu is slowly creeping up more using the Panzer Commander to his advantage. But that's Cisco, a good shot on him. Tigers is still in a good position though. Not looking too well for the Soviets.
The sector is at risk.
More artillery coming in here.
Shock troops awaiting.
We have a goal lighter here for Theo, who's calling out sector artillery here. This entire territory is gonna get flattened. And Surits cannot stay in this sector. Because now artillery is gonna start raining down. Oh, this is being very costly for the Soviet Union. Oh, but oh my god, the Tiger Ace is almost dead. Oh, but the Stu saved it. Oh, that was close. Oh no, the Tiger Ace and the Stu went down. We have the SS Charlemagne coming in. These are French SS troops. They even come with their own officer. Oh, it's not looking too well still for the Soviets, but the Soviets destroyed the Tigers in the Stu, which is gonna buy them a lot of time. But the French SS are trying to fight off the Soviets here. Oh, top on them! Oh! They're coming back in return. And the penal troops are charging. That's a lot of penal troops just still streaming into the battlefield here. How many prisons and deserters are deciding to die here? That's a lot of deserters and prisoners they're just sending forward, criminals and everything.
We are losing territory.
Panzerwerfer's flying too. I suppose at this desperate point in the war, the Germans are doing everything they can to keep the Soviets at bay. And so far it seems to be working. Desperation breeds tough men. Panzer 4H and a Brumbar has arrived as well for the Wehrmacht and the SS.
We are ready. Send orders.
More conscripts are streaming onto the field for Beef Eagle.
Yes, Commander.
EP4 is being repaired. T-4485 has been prepared on the southern flank. Lots of Odon infantry. Airstrike coming in on the Odon. Or recon by the looks of it. But that was an airstrike, okay. Odon moving in a blob like that might not work out the best. We'll have to see. It does make it easier to hit, and that's a great coming in on them. Oh, but they got out of there thanks to the smoke. While the Germans are preparing another counterattack up here. The goal liner himself is leading the charge. This guy must be fanatical in the Nazi cause. But he paid for that fanaticism. Good riddance. The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi, if you ask me. $100mm operational again. Oh, but the Broomba is firing! Oh! Give him a trying to charge, but engine burned out. Not looking good here. 100mm has been manned again. It looks like the Broomba might get out of range. Has a charge coming up on the penals. Not close enough. Panzerfaust on the T-34. 85 flanking the Panzerfaust and killing it in one shot. The Broomba has to be careful. Anyway, it looks like the SS have pushed the Odon back on the southern flank here. Rushing up to throw up a Gebaldeladung. That's gonna kill everyone there, I imagine. Oh, almost. And then the Hauptsturmführer here from the flank. Not looking too good for the Soviet Union. Looks like they can't have been armed with STGs. That's gonna make them a really strong and powerful unit here. Penal troops are charging again. Mowing down all the Soviet conscripts here that are still streaming onto the fields. But I think the Germans have managed to secure this hold here. Soviets are gonna have to send in more troops to solve this issue or go around this town. Another T-45 coming in, but there's now a Panther for the Mthis on the field. And not just a bad Panther. This is probably the best Panther version in the game that the Jaeger Tactics gets. You can even down with the infrared scope, which he is actually doing. You can see the 85, I imagine. And he's taking a shot, and there it goes. The Germans are just slowly pushing up more and more. Soviets are not doing well. This has been a very hectic game, everyone. And I have been enjoying watching it so far. Oh, 100mm is getting operational. We'll take a shot. Doesn't look like it. It's shot, but it didn't penetrate, and then the Stupa killed them. Panthers now moving up. Oh, and the STGs and the veterans here also just cutting everything down. It looks like the Germans have this covered. That's a lot of Odon on the southern flank though, but they are out in the open. Which completely negates the advantage. Is the Stupa gonna survive this? Looks like it. Oh, and looks like the Soviet Union surrendered. A good call at this point, I'd say. And a very fun match. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the future, everyone. Bye bye!